It wasn't a pretty offensive game, but it was a win for the Pirates. I thought defensively, I thought we did a lot of nice things. They are hard to play. I mean, they are disciplined. They made us defend the entire possession. They're good defensively. I watched them on tape against the other teams that they played, and I think they were holding people to 30-something% from the field. And they're used to winning. And, Dan Schmotzer's been the coach there a long time, and got a lot of respect for him. And that's a well-coached, disciplined team that we played against. So glad that we won the game, even though we shot the ball very poorly again. We did establish Morrow inside, which I thought was really good. I thought he was active in this game. And obviously, we need him. Miguel Paul, obviously, in the second half, I think, was a big difference for us. And Robert Sampson, I thought, was terrific. 9-9, but his defensive effort and doing what we asked him to do out there, and his effort plays are just off the chain. So you see how much better he's getting. He's rebounding the ball in traffic, 2 hands above his head, coming down with big rebounds. So really proud of his play tonight. I thought he was terrific. And concerns still are who are going to be our third, fourth, and fifth guys, and that was something that we had talked about earlier. I think I told you guys who are they going to be. And we got to have somebody step up there. We shot the ball 4-17, coming off 6 of 30 from 3. We got to be better there. And we got some guys that can shoot the ball, but just haven't had any success here other than the Milligan game.
Are you concerned with the rebounding numbers at all?
Not as much. I mean, I think we did a really good job at Campbell. But they were a little bit more physical than us at times, I thought, in around the rim area. But sometimes the rebounding numbers are a little off because if you shoot the ball a little bit better, there's not as many opportunities to rebound. So too many I think way too many offensive rebounds in that game. But we only, they had a lot more opportunities because they only shot 33% in the game.
What led to the decision to start Miguel on the bench?
Well, I think that the one thing that we want to help him defensively, and he's been struggling on the defensive end. So we decided, we watched film, bring him off the bench there, and he wants to get better. But we stress it so much that if those who don't do the things that are necessary, we can't just let them continue to start. So. I think he watched it. He's learned. He's got to get better at it, and I think he can affect the game on the offensive end. There's no doubt about it. But I talked to him about like Aaron Johnson at UAB. There's a guy that affected the game, and he may have 8 points in the game, and he's the best player on the court. So that's something that he has to get better at, and he did it defensively, Aaron. He did it, with his leadership. He did it with his demeanor on the floor. And when Miguel figures it all out, then you'll have somebody really special because you can see his talent on the offensive end.
That's a different look you can throw at teams too when you run Corvon out there to start, and Miguel can be kind of a spark plug.
Yeah, and it's we can go bigger and we can go smaller, but his speed and quickness really helps us. We need to have him on the floor.
Only 13 turnovers tonight, a couple silly ones here and there, but overall you got to be pleased with that.
Well, they didn't impress us, and we had some odd ones there in the game, but pretty good job taking care of the basketball. Again, you're not going to have many assists when you don't shoot it very well. Got some good looks, but we shot it poorly again from 3, but we got it inside where we wanted to go.
When you talk about Paul defensively, what is it that you want him to do?
Off the ball, he's off the ball. He's pretty good on the ball. Off the ball, being in the right spot. Being accountable and dependable, knowing what we're doing, transition D. You guys probably don't see it, but when you watch it on film, there's a lot of areas where he can get better. And we chart the breakdowns of each player, and for a guy who's a starter, he has way too many right now. So. And he'll work at it. The one thing that you got to understand with these guys is, some of these guys, Miguel in particular, Austin Stee's another one. They've really never been accountable because they haven't played a whole lot, and they sat out a year, and you don't really watch them as close. And now all of a sudden, everything is accountable. Every move they make, and they need to train themselves to play that way. And they're not there yet. And that's hopefully we can help them get there quicker than us not or letting it go on and letting them play and start every game.
That's the Darius that we saw in the second half of last season. He was aggressive. You know, how happy are you to see him break out and be the?
Really happy because I think didn't get himself established in the other games. Foul problems was one, but I talked to Darius, and one of the raps on him was he plays to the level of the competition. So I thought that he really established himself early, and I think he might have had our first 11, 13 points in the game, and it was really good. And we needed him to be good tonight.
Coach, how frustrating is it when you do establish him and then the other guys aren't kind of jumping on board?
Well, it's hard. I mean, because what's going to happen now? People are going to double. And we got to have, they're going to dare us to shoot the ball from the perimeter. And our guys, like Paris Roberts and Shamar Batten, that's what they do. Aaron Strom's, he can make him. He hit the side of the backboard with one tonight. But I don't know. They need something to happen, one to go in. I think then they'll have nights where they're, instead of 1 of 7 and 1 of 8 from 3, they're going to be 5 of 8 one night. So and they'll be rolling then.
Coach, after a timeout in the first half there, after a made basket, you went to full court press. Is that something you feel comfortable with this team?
We're not really built to have a lot of pressing, but we just wanted to kind of get the tempo going, get us going a little bit, and give them a different look sometimes. They weren't trying to break it on the other end, so we have a chance to maybe get a steal, knowing that we weren't going to get hurt on the other end.
Obviously, you guys struggled from shooting and specifically three-point range, but how do you evaluate the overall play of your backcourt?
I thought it was average. I watched it on tape, but Miguel in the second half offensively was pretty good, and we had 3 or 4 looks in the second half to kind of break it open. We couldn't make one. We couldn't get one to go.
Is that something you feel like over time is going to make you
I wish I knew. I wish I knew. If I did, I'd be doing something else right now.
All right, Darius, we talked yesterday about you wanting to establish yourself and kind of get off of that little early season, those early season struggles, I guess you would say. Obviously, you did that. Were you happy with the way you played tonight?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I think my teammates did a great job, establishing inside first. It was part of the game plan, and we just came out. I just came out and I was making shots early, and I just got going. But the credit goes all to my teammates, setting me up, and they was able to deliver the ball where I can catch it and score it.
Yeah, the point of emphasis offensively will be to get you going pretty much in every game that you guys have. Tonight, though, it worked. The first 2 games maybe it didn't work as much. Was it just a mentality of I'm going to get mine tonight?
It was just a focus. I had a better focus towards the game, and I wasn't in foul trouble, or I wasn't sluggish. I just think I just came out with a different mindset today, and it started in shoot around. Actually, it started yesterday in practice. So I've just tried to prepare for each game that same way.
Darius, first half, I think you had 16 points out of the 33 points in the first half. I guess talk about trying to get some of the other teammates involved. And what did Coach say to you at halftime?
Well, he just told us, keep going inside. Shots would fall. I mean, we didn't make too many outside shots in that first half. But, they started falling. Miguel hit like 3. And Robert hit a couple. I mean, they started falling in the second half. That's what, we have some good shooters. Shots are going to fall. I just got to do my part on the inside.
Miguel, you came off the bench, really provided a lift. Definitely in the second half, those 3 threes that Darius just talked about. It's a different role for you, though. You had started the first couple games. How was coming off the bench?
Different. Coach wasn't pleased with my defense. I wasn't either. So he had me come off the bench to prove myself. I was watching a little too much on defense last game. I wanted me to earn my spot back. I just came in, didn't want to rush anything. Got 2 quick fouls, but I tried to stay positive. Darius told me to stay positive, and I just tried to stay positive. And I knew shots was going to fall for me if they kept going underneath. So.
Miguel, the lid on the basket was pretty firm there through the first half and the early part of the second, and then as soon as you hit one, you guys came back down to knock down 2 right after that. What was it that changed that made those shots start going?
No, I do it every day in practice. Darius told me once I get going, it's hard to stop me from getting going. I'm pretty fast. I get to the rim, so when they go underneath, told me to knock it down. I spend time shooting, so credit goes all to him. They're worrying about him, so they go underneath, and he just wipe them out for me, and that's a pretty clean up and bird's eye view for me, so I knock it down. And Darius is kind of modest, but everybody knows we have to get him going down low. So the credit goes to Coach and Darius and the team for playing defense, but we have a big presence down low, and we have to use them.
Miguel, only 4 or 5 turnovers in the second half as opposed to 8 in the first half. We was taking care of the ball more of a point of emphasis for you guys?
Not really. We had a lot of careless turnovers, but I knew once I get in second half, I really turn the ball over. So with the ball in my hands, I'm pretty sure that we'll have less turnovers and more assists.
Darius, Miguel talked about his defense, team defense. How do you feel like the team defense is right now? Is it up to where you think it should be?
I think it's getting there. We still got a long way to go. We got new faces. We're trying to work, teach everyone the defense. But I think we can be a good defensive team. Once everybody, get the swing of things and just everybody just play team defense and not worry about individual defense, I think we can be a pretty good defensive team.
Darius, you took, early on in the first half, you took whatever you wanted basically under the basket, scoring the first 11 points. How important was it to get into that flow early and sort of how did that help whatever came afterwards?
It was very important because, as Coach, he stresses getting the ball inside and getting me going. And, I didn't have the best 2 first games of the season. So, that scoring those 11 straight points really helped me out, get going with the confidence and the teammates having confidence in me. So that was a really big part of it.
You guys got out-rebounded 41-32 in the final stats of the game, but yet you had 34 points in the paint. What did Coker do well inside, down low in the paint that you guys struggled a bit when it came on the boards?
Well, they was very aggressive, offensive rebounding. They undersized, real scrappy. Number 30 was unbelievable on the boards. He was everywhere. With teams like that, they tend to, try to use their quickness against you. They go to the boards really hard. It's kind of hard to box them out, but I think we did a better job in the second half than the first half than rebounding.
Also, Miguel, you guys started 0 for 10 in the game when it came behind the three-point line, but you had a key 3 that sort of clinched the win for you guys. What was happening in the first 10 shots, and then afterwards, they started to fall for you guys?
I think they were good. They were good looks. I had 2 quick fouls, so I got to see everything. I thought we was moving the ball pretty well. They're going to come. New faces, they sticking their legs underneath, and we got to learn to play defense. College, this is a different level. Every possession is big, so once everybody get their legs, I believe we'll be straight because we do have some great shooters. In practice, they knock them down. Just got to transfer them to the game.